silver spoon left in the sink, too small a thing to make me cry. I poured myself a cup to drink and watched the steam begin to die. You packed your coats before the snow. I stayed behind to sweep the floor. We had no words to end the show, just empty footsteps at the door. Your reading glasses on the chair, still folded at page 43. I wonder if you miss them there, or if you never read like me. You packed your coats before the snow. I stayed behind to sweep the floor. We had no words to end the show, just empty footsteps at the door. The clock upon the kitchen wall tick-tocks away the afternoon. I should have answered every call instead of staring at the moon. The spoon is washed and put away. The evening settles in the hall. I close the curtains for the day and leave the darkness in the small. A milk truck rattles down the paving stone and breaks the quiet of our neighborhood. We used to share a crust of rye alone, back when the future felt misunderstood. You poured the bitter tea and shook your head about the lover who forgot your face. I brought a heavy blanket for the bed and tried to fill the hollow in the space. Decades vanished while we watched the clock unwind. Letters faded in the drawer we left behind. Seasons turned from green to iron in the rain. Neither one of us would call the past in vain. Remember how we laughed until the candles died, before the roads diverged and took our youth aside. by the empty lane and leaves me sitting with your photograph again. Smell of damp wood lingers in the hallway, where a brass key hangs beside the peeling wallpaper. He checks his watch by the ticking of the grandfather clock and buttoned up his coat against the autumn draft. She left her copper kettle singing on the burner while packing up 3 dresses and a faded photograph. The tea grew cold while they debated on the platform, and neither spoke the truth of why the bags were packed. He missed the train because he stopped to tie his shoe. She watched the empty tracks and wondered if he knew. The ticket tore in half beneath the station light, and silence kept the bed that they would share tonight. Years slipped away like leaves into the drainage grate. A neighbor sweeps the porch and hums a minor tune. He kept the copper kettle on the quiet stove. She sent a postcard once that smelled of southern pine. The hallway smells of rain and 30 years gone by. He sits beside the window as the shadows die. The kettle starts to whistle in the empty room, and evening takes the place of what they used to know.
A sudden thought cuts through the quiet room, a phantom sound of zippers in the hall. I turn around to face the empty gloom, expecting you to drop your leather shawl. The coffee pot is cold against my hand, a quiet house that neither understands. We packed the trunks before the taxi came, and neither of us dared to speak a name. You took the eastern route toward the sea, while dust fell heavy down the avenue on me. The theater stubs are pinned beneath the stone. We bought them back when autumn leaves were green. Now sitting in the wooden chair alone, I trace the miles that lie between the screen. The ticket numbers fade away with time, like foolish notes inside an unfinished rhyme. We packed the trunks before the taxi came, and neither of us dared to speak a name. You took the eastern route toward the sea, while dust fell heavy down the avenue on me. I still can see your silhouette depart against the glare of fading railway light. A final glance that heavy broke my heart before the train dissolved into the night. The kitchen clock ticks softly on the wall. I leave the porch light burning in the hall. Your heavy coat is gone from where it hung, and silence sings the songs we left unsung. Why did the milkman stop coming on Tuesdays? I still leave the porch light on for the doubt. The linoleum has a pale square where the heavy desk stood. Decades slide off the counter like a warm piece of toast. I dial digits from 40 years ago, and the tone just keeps ringing. Nobody answers in the dark. We packed the china barrels with the Sunday papers. Your silver buckle vanished under the hydrangea root. Time took the ferry while we were folding laundry. Now the hallway floorboards creak to an empty suit. Leaves pile against the screen door like forgotten letters. I forget why I walked into the pantry. Was it sugar or was it your hand I was looking for? The kettle whistles until it grows hoarse and tired. I see your coat hanging by the sleeve in the mirror. It holds the shape of the shoulder you carried the autumn in. I reach out to touch the tweed, but my fingers hit glass. Evening brings the paper boy up the gravel driveway. I take the news inside and lock the bolt. There is no one left to tell the joke to.
chair on the wooden floorboards keeps the time that you haven't learned yet. You are burning the match at both ends of the night, and you call that a form of regret. I watched you give up on the radio dial when the static out sang every song. You believed that the hurt was a matter of miles, and you drove it all winter long. There is a letter I never dared mail to your door, written with ink that was bitter and too quick to dry. We traded our future to settle a petty old score under a cold and unyielding November sky. Time took the sting from the words that you packed in the hall, leaving me quiet and warm in the late afternoon. I hope you found peace in the quiet at the end of the road. I hope that you finally put down the heavy old load. You said yesterday the rain would miss the roof, and handed me a box of rusted tin. We counted every faded postage stamp before the evening air grew thin. The calendar still shows last August's page. A peach stone sits beside the kitchen drain. I left your heavy boots outside the door to measure out the steady rain. Old newspapers pile up beside the kitchen chair, while half a loaf of barley bread sits waiting there. The salt shaker is tilted toward an empty space. A quiet habit lingers in this quiet place. A button from your woolen coat is on the shelf. The teacup that you never finished still is warm. I found a folded grocery list inside your book, written right before the storm. Time does not run backward down the hall. It gathers dust upon the wooden stair. I turn the radio to find a song you liked, and wonder who is listening there. The porch light stays awake until the dawn. the stone. I lock the wooden gate just like you told me to, and turn to face the night alone. That rough linen coat hanging by the back door still smells like autumn leaves on the gravel floor. We walked for miles without speaking a word, just listening close to the calls of a bird. Time slips away like water through a hand, leaving small stones in a quiet land. You left the yellow lamp burning all night, casting long shadows in pale amber light. I found a photograph tucked in a book, remembering clearly the way that you look. We shared a single cup when the rain started down, in that little diner just out of the town. You laughed at the joke about losing the key, while sugar dissolved in the dark black tea. Seasons turn slowly from green into gray, washing the footprints we made in the clay. I fold up the blanket and put it away until the cold winds bring another day. A glowing digit flipped to 2 o'clock inside a quiet room of ticking wood. I wondered how your final walk would look, if 50 years of patience understood. One day I'll sit beside a stranger's lawn and wait for cars that turn the corner slow, expecting you to step into the dawn with heavy boots and nowhere left to go. The calendar will turn another page without a signature or written line, just shadows measuring our quiet age, and weather written in the window pine. Some winter evening when the kettle boils, I will forget the distance and the toll, and reach across the tablecloth for oil sudden fracture in my soul. They say that memory grows thin and frail, like ribbon kept inside a cardboard box. Yet every time the autumn postal mail arrives, I listen at the heavy locks. And when the clock strikes 3, I will recall how softly autumn leaves began to fall. Copper button rolled beneath the stove, where dust has gathered since the heavy snow. I watched you pack the trunk and leave the hall, without a glance toward the faded wall. The teapot whistles on the quiet grate. It knows too well that crying comes too late. Old floors will creak whenever footsteps fade. We built this quiet house of gentle shade. The calendar still hangs upon the nail, though every printed week is thin and pale. Your silver comb still rests beside the glass, where shadows of the winter sparrows pass. I tried to lift the receiver from the stand, to hear the distant tremors in your hand. The dial clicks around in circles slow. There is no voice left down the wire below. Old floors will creak whenever footsteps fade. We built this quiet house of gentle shade. The calendar still hangs upon the nail, though every printed week is thin and pale. Decades tumble past like autumn leaves, caught within the corners of the eaves. I hold the fabric that you left unspun, and watch the sinking of a lonely sun. The copper button stays upon the floor, beside the shadow of our kitchen door. I close my eyes and let the silence stay, until the dark dissolves the memory away.
distant train whistle cuts through the fog. We sit on the bench by the old water trough. You pull up your collar against the damp chill and watch the slow traffic descending the hill. For 40 long years we have shared in this town, through businesses closing and factories down. You keep all your letters tied up with red twine, though none of them mention your name or save mine. Old time is a river that carries us past the first to arrive and the very last. Remember the porch where the blue hydrangeas died. We stood in the doorway and nobody cried. You packed up your suitcase in faded maroon and left all the curtains drawn tight by the noon. It hurts me to see how the season has turned, with lessons we wanted so badly and learned. My hand on your shoulder is heavy and slow. We both know the direction we now have to go. The green signal changes from steady to red. I walk down the pavement with things left unsaid. Keep safe on your journey across the wide bay, for neither of us can go back there today. The smell of wood smoke drifts across the lane, where rusted mailboxes stand out in rain. He sits alone and watches shadows creep, while old ambitions slowly fall asleep. She packed her bags before the harvest moon and left a brass key on the kitchen spoon. Decades vanished in a sudden blur. He spent his winter seasons missing her. No wedding photograph remains inside, just silent walls where fading echoes hide. A heavy coat is draped across the chair. He combs his fingers through his thinning hair. He turns the dial on the wooden box and listens closely as the pendulum knocks. The coffee pot is cold upon the stove, without the gentle hand of her warm love. Decades vanished in a sudden blur. He He spent his winter seasons missing her. No wedding photograph remains inside, just silent walls where fading echoes hide. Time repairs the things it breaks into, or leaves them weathered in a different view. The quiet evening settles on the street as weary travelers fold their tired feet. He closes up the ledger on the floor and walks away toward the fading door.
A sudden thought interrupts the quiet room, like dust motes dancing in a narrow gloom. I reached for tea but stopped beside your chair, expecting half to see you sitting there. The calendar pages curled up at the edge, two rusted teacups resting on the ledge. You walked away before the kettle sang, and silence settled where the iron bell rang. A heavy coat still hanging on the wall, a pair of boots that never heard you call. The floorboards creak beneath the phantom tread, with all the heavy words we never said. The calendar pages curled up at the edge, two rusted teacups resting on the ledge. You walked away before the kettle sang, and silence settled where the iron bell rang. I dial the digits that I used to know before the winter wind began to blow. 3 seconds pass before the click is made, and all the warmth we gathered starts to fade. The empty hallway echoes with my breath, a quiet room that feels so close to death. I place the receiver gently on the stand and close my fingers round my empty hand. Does the shadow stretch long when no one is watching the street? dust Mozart dancing in bars of the late afternoon. I reached for a saucer that slipped and fell down at my feet. Pieces of porcelain hiding beneath the dark buffet. Old linoleum curls beside the heavy stove. Years ago we painted every cabinet blue. Now the tea gets bitter as the paper rots. Nothing stays the color that it used to do. I keep on forgetting the reason I opened the drawer. Scissors and string and a bundle of yellowed receipts. Your coat is still hanging behind the tall wooden door. Sleeves shaped like elbows that sat at the window for hours. Old linoleum curls beside the heavy stove. Years ago we painted every cabinet blue. Now the tea gets bitter as the paper rots. Nothing stays the color that it used to do. Footsteps are passing above on the ceiling tonight. Someone is dropping a suitcase or turning a key. I wonder if anyone remembers the weight of the light falling across us before we decided to leave. The kettle is whistling out on the back burner now. I turn off the fire and carry the emptiness slow. Sitting alone in the kitchen and wondering how nobody told me the room was so quiet to hold. The smell of toasted rye drifts through the screen, reminding me of summers we had seen. You burned the edges every single day and laughed while smoke clouds drifted far away. The radio played songs we used to know before the quiet winter started slow. That kitchen floor remembers how you danced in wool socks. The copper kettle whistled past the kitchen wall clock. We argued softly near the battered pantry door. I never thought I would be missing all of that war. Now shadows stretch across the empty wooden chair. A yellow mug sits sits lonely on the sink. Too many drops of bitter tea to drink. I reach across the table for your hand and touch the cold grain of the tableland. The radio plays songs we used to know before the quiet winter started slow. That kitchen floor remembers how you danced in wool socks. The copper kettle whistled past the kitchen wall clock. We argued softly near the battered pantry door. I never thought I would be missing all of that war. Now shadows stretch across the empty wooden chair. Time takes the color from the painted wall and leaves me sitting listening to the hall. No footsteps echo on the carpet tread, just words we meant to keep unsaid. The burnt toast smell is fading in the room. I fold the apron in the gathering gloom. Your coffee cup is washed and put away, and I survive another quiet day. You said yesterday the plums were getting ripe on the upper vine. I found 3 dried leaves tucked inside the pocket of your coat. The clock still strikes 2 minutes fast right on the kitchen wall. A small blue thread is trailing from the hem of the armchair. These tiny things remain while you are gone. A quiet list I trace from dusk till dawn. Half a cup of cold tea sits beside the telephone. Your reading glasses fold across the daily paper's crease. A gray wool sock is draped upon the heater by the floor. I leave the heavy front door unlocked for the evening breeze. The calendar still lingers on the 14th day of May. A smudge of yellow chalk marks where we measured out the shelf. A single postage stamp is stuck beneath the ceramic bowl. The radio plays softly to an empty room alone. These tiny things remain while you are gone. A quiet list I trace from dusk till dawn. Half a cup of cold tea sits beside the telephone. Your reading glasses fold across the daily paper's crease. A gray wool sock is draped upon the heater by the floor. I leave the heavy front door unlocked for the evening breeze. I turn the kitchen tap to watch the drops another single leaf of white. I close the creaking window as I settle in for night. The smell of bruised mint rises from the basin where you scrub the garden dirt from tired thumbs. I keep counting seconds while the kettle hums, wondering if autumn leaves are falling down in waves. Paper slips between my fingers, ink runs dry. Every corner holds a trace of where you used to stand. We pack the cases tight against the sliding door. No letters waiting in the galvanized tin box. A ticking clock ignores the silence on the floor, and heavy woolens pack the cedar storage blocks. A photograph slides halfway down the parlor shelf. Your glasses rest beside a half-read magazine. I never learned to live inside the space between the things we meant to say and what we left behind. The harbor fog is rolling past the window pane. I touch the place where your warm palm used to press. Time takes away the anger and the quiet stress, leaving only hollow rooms and falling rain. I fold the map and put the fountain pen away. The evening settles softly on the vacant chair. There is no one left to answer when I speak your name, and darkness gathers slowly in the quiet room.
A glowing digit flipped to 3 on the nightstand. Dust motes float slowly in the narrow stripe of amber light. You always said the quiet hours were the honest ones, before the milk truck rattles down the paving stones outside. I fold your sweater neatly on the empty chair beside me, imagining the winter morning when I will not find you there. I practice how my voice will steady when the kettle whistles, pouring just 1 cup of water in the porcelain pot. Old photographs will gather dust upon the parlor shelf. I will walk alone to buy the Sunday evening bread. The neighbors will be careful with their heavy words of grace, while I sit beside beside the window where your winter coat was spread. A single button rolls across the hardwood floorboards. I pick it up and place it in the little wooden box. That coat will hang behind the door for all the changing seasons, waiting for a sudden chill to test the rusted locks. I picture rainy autumns when the garden paths grow sodden, and I keep the porch light burning till the evening safely ends. I practice how my hands will fold the damp and heavy linen, keeping every rhythm that we build across the years. Old photographs will gather dust upon the parlor shelf. I will walk alone to buy the Sunday evening bread. The neighbors will be careful with their heavy words of grace, while I sit beside the window where your winter coat was spread. Time moves slowly through the parlor when the radio goes silent. Every chair remembers how you leaned against the frame. I will hold the memory of the way you checked the weather, and softly to the empty room I will repeat your name. The clock will strike the hour, and the shadows will grow longer. I pull the blanket higher as the fading daylight dies. I will keep the promise that we made before the winter, looking at the empty space with dry and steady eyes. A chip blue button sits beside my tea, a small round thing you dropped back in July. I pick it up and turn it slowly round, and wonder why the days go sliding by. The parlor clock is ticking on the wall. It counts the empty spaces where you stood. I never thought a silence could be loud or heavy like a piece of seasoned wood. My fingers trace the metal shank where threads of cotton used to cling. We packed our dreams in boxes, taped and tied, and watched the autumn swallows leave the wire. The love we kept was warm inside the room, until the ashes settled in the fire. I still save half a loaf of barley bread, just like the days you sat across the board, before we chose the separate roads ahead, without a single angry parting word. The button rolls right back into its place. I turn the lamp down low and dim the light. The room is quiet and the tea grows cold, and I am resting in the dark tonight.
The copper bell jingles from the dry cleaner down the block, while you stir your lukewarm cup with a silver spoon. We are sitting here pretending that the clock didn't steal our afternoon. You were always better at letting things slip away. Holding on to grievances was never in your blood. I remember every word you chose to say when our shoes were stuck in mud. Old friends gather dust like books upon a shelf. We divided up the laughter and the blame. Neither of us kept a promise to ourselves. Now the silence has no name. That green woolen scarf is still resting on the chair, though the winter that required it is gone. We survived the heavy burden of our care, watching the stubborn stars move on. Leave the porch light burning till the morning gray. We have nothing left to prove to yesterday. The smell of roasted garlic on the stairs reminds him how she kept the kitchen warm. He folded up the checkered picnic chairs before the autumn brought the sudden storm. She packed 2 woolen sweaters in a case and walked away without a backward glance. He left the front door open just an inch to catch the music of a passing dance. The calendar still shows a Tuesday date, with groceries written in her hasty hand. He sits beside the porcelain dining plate and tries to understand the shifting sand. She packed 2 woolen sweaters in a case and walked away without a bag. backward glance. He left the front door open just an inch to catch the music of a passing dance. Some years are heavy like a winter coat that stays behind upon the hallway hook. He reads the final line she wrote inside the margin of her recipe book. The hallway light is burning down to ash. He turns the key and settles in the dark. No letters waiting in the wooden box. No footprints left across the frozen park. A silver spoon left in the sink, too small a thing to make me cry. I poured myself a cup to drink and watched the steam begin to die. You packed your coats before the snow. I stayed behind to sweep the floor. We had no words to end the show, just empty footsteps at the door. Your reading glasses on the chair, still folded at page 43. I wonder if you miss them there, or if you never read like me. You packed your coats before the snow. I stayed behind to sweep the floor. We had no words to end the show, just empty footsteps at the door. The clock upon the kitchen wall tick-tocks away the afternoon. I should have answered every call instead of staring at the moon. The spoon is washed and put away. The evening settles in the hall. I close the curtains for the day and leave the darkness in the small. A milk truck and breaks the quiet of our neighborhood. We used to share a crust of rye alone, back when the future felt misunderstood. You poured the bitter tea and shook your head about the lover who forgot your face. I brought a heavy blanket for the bed and tried to fill the hollow in the space. Decades vanished while we watched the clock unwind. Letters faded in the drawer we left behind. Seasons turned from green to iron in the rain. Neither one of us would call the past in vain. Remember how we laughed until the candles died, before the roads diverged and took our youth aside. Passes by the empty lane and leaves me sitting with your photograph again. Smell of damp wood lingers in the hallway, where a brass key hangs beside the peeling wallpaper. He checks his watch by the ticking of the grandfather clock and buttoned up his coat against the autumn draft. She left her copper kettle singing on the burner while packing up 3 dresses and a faded photograph. The tea grew cold while they debated on the platform, and neither spoke the truth of why the bags were packed. He missed the train because he stopped to tie his shoe. She watched the empty tracks and wondered if he knew. The ticket tore in half beneath the station light, and silence kept the bed that they would share tonight. Years slipped away like leaves into the drainage grate. A neighbor sweeps the porch and hums a minor tune. He kept the copper kettle on the quiet stove. She sent a postcard once that smelled of southern pine. The hallway smells of rain and 30 years gone by. He sits beside the window as the shadows die. The kettle starts to whistle in the empty room, and evening takes the place of what they used to know.
cuts through the quiet room, a phantom sound of zippers in the hall. I turn around to face the empty gloom, expecting you to drop your leather shawl. The coffee pot is cold against my hand, a quiet house that neither understands. We packed the trunks before the taxi came, and neither of us dared to speak a name. You took the eastern route toward the sea, while dust fell heavy down the avenue on me. The theater stubs are pinned beneath the stone. We bought them back when autumn leaves were green. Now sitting in the wooden chair alone, I trace the miles that lie between the screen. The ticket numbers fade away with time, like foolish notes inside an unfinished rhyme. We packed the trunks before the taxi came, and neither of us dared to speak a name. You took the eastern route toward the sea, while dust fell heavy down the avenue on me. I still can see your silhouette depart against the glare of fading railway light. A final glance that heavy broke my heart before the train dissolved into the night. The kitchen clock ticks softly on the wall. I leave the porch light burning in the hall. Your heavy coat is gone from where it hung, and silence sings the songs we left unsung. Why did the milkman stop coming on Tuesdays? I still leave the porch light on for the doubt. The linoleum has a pale square where the heavy desk stood. Decades slide off the counter like a warm piece of toast. I dial digits from 40 years ago, and the tone just keeps ringing. Nobody answers in the dark. We packed the china barrels with the Sunday papers. Your silver buckle vanished under the hydrangea root. Time took the ferry while we were folding laundry. Now the hallway floorboards creak to an empty suit. Leaves pile against the screen door like forgotten letters, I forget why I walked into the pantry. Was it sugar or was it your hand I was looking for? The kettle whistles until it grows hoarse and tired. I see your coat hanging by the sleeve in the mirror. It holds the shape of the shoulder you carried the autumn in. I reach out to touch the tweed, but my fingers hit glass. Evening brings the paper boy up the gravel driveway. I take the news inside and lock the bolt. There is no one left to tell the joke to.
The weight of the chair on the wooden floorboards keeps the time that you haven't learned yet. You are burning the match at both ends of the night, and you call that a form of regret. I watched you give up on the radio dial when the static out sang every song. You believed that the hurt was a matter of miles, and you drove it all winter long. There is a letter I never dared mail to your door, written with ink that was bitter and too quick to dry. We traded our future to settle a petty old score under a cold and unyielding November sky. Time took the sting from the words that you packed in the hall, leaving me quiet and warm in the late afternoon. I hope you found peace in the quiet at the end of the road. I hope that you finally put down the heavy old load. You said yesterday the rain would miss the roof, and handed me a box of rusted tin. We counted every faded postage stamp before the evening air grew thin. The calendar still shows last August as page. A peach stone sits beside the kitchen drain. I left your heavy boots outside the door to measure out this steady rain. Old newspapers pile up beside the kitchen chair, while half a loaf of barley bread sits waiting there. The salt shaker is tilted toward an empty space. A quiet habit lingers in this quiet place. A button from your woolen coat is on the shelf. The teacup that you never finished still is warm. I found a folded grocery list inside your book, written right before the storm. Time does not run backward down the hall. It gathers dust upon the wooden stair. I turn the radio to find a song you liked, and wonder who is listening there. The porch light stays awake until the dawn, though nobody is walking up the stone. I lock the wooden gate just like you told me to, and turn to face the night alone. That rough linen coat hanging by the back door still smells like autumn leaves on the gravel floor. We walked for miles without speaking a word, just listening close to the calls of a bird. Time slips away like water through a hand, leaving small stones in a quiet land. You left the yellow lamp burning all night, casting long shadows in pale amber light. I found a photograph tucked in a book, remembering clearly the way that you look. We shared a single cup when the rain started down, in that little diner just out of the town. You laughed at the joke about losing the key, while sugar dissolved in the dark black tea. Seasons turn slowly from green into gray, washing the footprints we made in the clay. I fold up the blanket and put it away until the cold winds bring another day. glowing digit flipped to 2 o'clock. Inside a quiet room of ticking wood, I wondered how your final walk would look. If 50 years of patience understood. One day I'll sit beside a stranger's lawn and wait for cars that turn the corner slow, expecting you to step into the dawn with heavy boots and nowhere left to go. The calendar will turn another page without a signature or written line, just shadows measuring our quiet age, and weather written in the window pine. Some winter evening when the kettle boils, I will forget the distance and the toll, and reach across the tablecloth for oil to mend the sudden fracture in my soul. They say that memory grows thin and frail, like ribbon kept inside a cardboard box. Yet every time the autumn postal mail arrives, I listen at the heavy locks. And when the clock strikes 3, I will recall how softly autumn leaves began to fall. Button rolled beneath the stove, where dust is gathered since the heavy snow. I watched you pack the trunk and leave the hall, without a glance toward the faded wall. The teapot whistles on the quiet grate. It knows too well that crying comes too late. Old floors will creak whenever footsteps fade. We built this quiet house of gentle shade. The calendar still hangs upon the nail, though every printed week is thin and pale. Your silver comb still rests beside the glass, where shadows of the winter sparrows pass. I tried to lift the receiver from the stand to hear the distant tremors in your hand. The dial clicks around in circles slow. There is no voice left down the wire below. Old floors will creak whenever footsteps fade. We built this quiet house of gentle shade. pale. Decades tumbled past like autumn leaves, caught within the corners of the eaves. I hold the fabric that you left unspun and watch the sinking of a lonely sun. The copper button stays upon the floor beside the shadow of our kitchen door. I close my eyes and let the silence stay until the dark dissolves the memory away.
A distant train whistle cuts through the fog. We sit on the bench by the old water trough. You pull up your collar against the damp chill and watch the slow traffic descending the hill. For 40 long years we have shared in this town, through businesses closing and factories down. You keep all your letters tied up with red twine, though none of them mention your name or save mine. Old time is a river that carries us past the first to arrive and the very last. Remember the porch where the blue hydrangeas died. We stood in the doorway and nobody cried. You packed up your suitcase in faded maroon and left all the curtains drawn tight by the noon. It hurts me to see how the season has turned, with lessons we wanted so badly and learned. My hand on your shoulder is heavy and slow. We both know the direction we now have to go. The green signal changes from steady to red. I walk down the pavement with things left unsaid. Keep safe on your journey across the wide bay, for neither of us can go back there today. The smell of wood smoke drifts across the lane, where rusted mailboxes stand out in rain. He sits alone and watches shadows creep, while old ambitions slowly fall sleep. She packed her bags before the harvest moon and left a brass key on the kitchen spoon. Decades vanished in a sudden blur. He spent his winter seasons missing her. No wedding photograph remains inside, just silent walls where fading echoes hide. A heavy coat is draped across the chair. He combs his fingers through his thinning hair. He turns the dial on the wooden box and listens closely as the pendulum knocks. The coffee pot is cold upon the stove without the gentle hand of her warm love. Decades vanished in a sudden blur. He spent his winter seasons missing her. No wedding photograph remains inside, just silent walls where fading echoes hide. Time repairs the things it breaks into, or leaves them weathered in a different view. The quiet evening settles on the street as weary travelers fold their tired feet. He closes up the ledger on the floor and walks away toward the fading door.
A sudden thought interrupts the quiet room, like dust motes dancing in a narrow gloom. I reached for tea but stopped beside your chair, expecting half to see you sitting there. The calendar pages curled up at the edge, two rusted teacups resting on the ledge. You walked away before the kettle sang, and silence settled where the iron bell rang. A heavy coat still hanging on the wall, a pair of boots that never heard you call. The floorboards creak beneath the phantom tread, with all the heavy words we never said. The calendar pages curled up at the edge, two rusted teacups resting on the ledge. You walked away before the kettle sang, and silence settled where the iron bell rang. I dial the digits that I used to know before the we gathered starts to fade. The empty hallway echoes with my breath. A quiet room that feels so close to death. I place the receiver gently on the stand and close my fingers round my empty hand. Does the shadow stretch long when no one is watching the street? Dust motes are dancing in bars of the late afternoon. I reached for a saucer that slipped and fell down at my feet. Pieces of porcelain hiding beneath the dark buffet. Old linoleum curls beside the heavy stove. Years ago we painted every cabinet blue. Now the tea gets bitter as the paper rots. Nothing stays the color that it used to do. I keep on forgetting the reason I opened the drawer. Scissors and string and a bundle of yellowed receipts. Your coat is still hanging behind the tall wooden door. Sleeves shaped like elbows that sat at the window for hours. Old linoleum curls beside the heavy stove. Years ago we painted every cabinet blue. Now the tea gets bitter as the paper rots. Nothing stays the color that it used to do. Footsteps are passing above on the ceiling tonight. Someone is dropping a suitcase or turning a key. I wonder if anyone remembers the weight of the light falling across us before we decided to leave. The kettle is whistling out on the back burner now. I turn off the fire and carry the emptiness slow. Sitting alone in the kitchen and wondering how nobody told me the room was so quiet to hold. The smell of toasted rye drifts through the screen. reminding me of summers we had seen. You burned the edges every single day and laughed while smoke clouds drifted far away. The radio played songs we used to know before the quiet winter started slow. That kitchen floor remembers how you danced in wool socks. The copper kettle whistled past the kitchen wall clock. We argued softly near the battered pantry door. I never thought I would be missing all of that war. Now shadows stretch across the empty wooden chair. A yellow mug sits lonely on the sink. Too many drops of bitter tea to drink. I reach across the table for your hand and touch the cold grain of the tableland. The radio plays songs we used to know before the quiet winter started slow. That kitchen floor remembers how you danced in wool socks. The copper kettle whistled past the kitchen wall clock. We argued softly near the battered pantry door. I never thought I would be missing all of that war. Now shadows stretch across the empty wooden chair. Time takes the color from the painted wall and leaves me sitting listening to the hall. No footsteps echo on the carpet tread, just words we meant to keep unsaid. The burnt toast smell is fading in the room. I fold the apron in the gathering gloom. Your coffee cup is washed and put away, and I survive another quiet day. You said yesterday the plums were getting ripe on the upper vine. I found 3 dried leaves tucked inside the pocket of your coat. The clock still strikes 2 minutes fast right on the kitchen wall. A small blue thread is trailing from the hem of the armchair. These tiny things remain while you are gone. A quiet list I trace from dusk till dawn. Half a cup of cold tea sits beside the telephone. Your reading glasses fold across the daily paper's crease. A gray wool sock is draped upon the heater by the floor. I leave the heavy front door unlocked for the evening breeze. The calendar still lingers on the table. The radio plays softly to an empty room alone. These tiny things remain while you are gone. A quiet list I trace from dusk till dawn. Half a cup of cold tea sits beside the telephone. Your reading glasses fold across the daily paper's crease. A gray wool sock is draped upon the heater by the floor. I leave the heavy front door unlocked for the evening breeze. I turn the kitchen tap to watch the steady water run and count the quiet seconds till the day is finally done. The paper calendar drops another single leaf of white. I close the creaking window as I settle in for night. The smell of bruised mint rises from the basin where you scrub the garden dirt from tired thumbs. I keep counting seconds while the kettle hums, wondering if autumn leaves are falling down in waves. Paper slips between my fingers, ink runs dry. Every corner holds a trace of where you used to stand. We pack the cases tight against the sliding door. No letters waiting in the galvanized tin box. A ticking clock ignores the silence on the floor, and heavy woolens pack the cedar storage blocks. A photograph slides halfway down the parlor shelf. Your glasses rest beside a half-read magazine. I never learned to live inside the space between the things we meant to say and what we left behind. The harbor fog is rolling past the window pane. I touch the place where your warm palm used to press. Time takes away the anger and the quiet stress, leaving only hollow rooms and falling rain. I fold the map and put the fountain pen away. The evening settles softly on the vacant chair. There is no one left to answer when I speak your name, and darkness gathers slowly in the quiet room.
glowing digit flip to 3 on the nightstand. Dust motes float slowly in the narrow stripe of amber light. You always said the quiet hours were the honest ones, before the milk truck rattles down the paving stones outside. I fold your sweater neatly on the empty chair beside me, imagining the winter morning when I will not find you there. I practice how my voice will steady when the kettle whistles, pouring just 1 cup of water in the porcelain pot. Old photographs will gather dust upon the parlor shelf. I will walk alone to buy the Sunday evening bread. The neighbors will be careful with their heavy words of grace, while I sit beside the window where your winter coat was spread. A single button rolls across the hardwood floorboards. I pick it up and place it in the little wooden box. That coat will hang behind the door for all the changing seasons, waiting for a sudden chill to test the rusted locks. I picture rainy autumns when the garden paths grow sodden, and I keep the porch light burning till the evening safely ends. I practice how my hands will fold the damp and heavy linen, keeping every rhythm that we build across the years. Old photographs will gather dust upon the parlor shelf. I will walk alone to buy the Sunday evening bread. The neighbors will be careful with their heavy words of grace, while I sit beside the window where your winter coat was spread. Time moves slowly through the parlor when the radio goes silent. Every chair remembers how you leaned against the frame. I will hold the memory of the way you checked the weather, and softly to the empty room I will repeat your name. The clock will strike the hour and the shadows will grow longer. I pull the blanket higher as the fading daylight dies. I will keep the promise that we made before the winter, looking at the empty space with dry and steady eyes. A chip blue button sits beside my tea, a small round thing you drop back in July. I pick it up and turn it slowly round, and wonder why the days go sliding by. The parlor clock is ticking on the wall. It counts the empty spaces where you stood. I never thought a silence could be loud or heavy like a piece of seasoned wood. metal shank, where threads of cotton used to cling. We packed our dreams in boxes, taped and tied, and watched the autumn swallows leave the wire. The love we kept was warm inside the room, until the ashes settled in the fire. I still save half a loaf of barley bread, just like the days you sat across the board, before we chose the separate roads ahead, without a single angry parting word. The button rolls right back into its place. I turn the lamp down low and dim the light. The room is quiet and the tea grows cold, and I am resting in the dark tonight.
The copper bell jingles from the dry cleaner down the block, while you stir your lukewarm cup with a silver spoon. We are sitting here pretending that the clock didn't steal our afternoon. You were always better at letting things slip away. Holding on to grievances was never in your blood. I remember every word you chose to say when our shoes were stuck in mud. Old friends gather dust like books upon a shelf. We divided up the laughter and the blame. Neither of us kept a promise to ourselves. Now the silence has no name. That green woolen scarf is still resting on the chair, though the winter that required it is gone. We survived the heavy burden of our care, watching stubborn stars move on. Leave the porch light burning till the morning gray. We have nothing left to prove to yesterday. The smell of roasted garlic on the stairs reminds him how she kept the kitchen warm. He folded up the checkered picnic chairs before the autumn brought the the sudden storm. She packed 2 woolen sweaters in a case and walked away without a backward glance. He left the front door open just an inch to catch the music of a passing dance. The calendar still shows a Tuesday date with groceries written in her hasty hand. He sits beside the porcelain dining plate and tries to understand the shifting sand. She packed 2 woolen sweaters in a case and walked away without a backward glance. He left the front door open just an inch to catch the music of a passing dance. Some years are heavy like a winter coat that stays behind upon the hallway hook. He reads the final line she wrote inside the margin of her recipe book. The hallway light is burning down to ash. He turns the key and settles in the dark. No letters waiting